Hey, what's up? What's going on out there? I saw this little snippet with Jalen Hurts. They asked him, was he going to go to the White House? Because teams that win the Super Bowl go to the White House, and he didn't say anything. It was kind of awkward and weird, but it was kind of funny to me because I was trying to, and I hate to speculate, but I have to speculate in this situation. Um, what he was thinking about. So I'm gonna let the video play. Like I said, it's a short snippet. Then I'm gonna give my 1-2 after it.
Are you planning on visiting the White House next week?
Um,
Got it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank
I couldn't I couldn't have figured out because they kind of put my man in a tight spot, and I'm just gonna say this here. I think he's a good player, and he's still improving. He showed a lot. This year. Especially leading by example and being that anchor they needed to steady the ship. So with that being said, I kind of feel like he doesn't want to either say something that'll get him in some hot water, so he just didn't say anything at all, even though that was really awkward, that little exchange. But if it is what I'm thinking it is, I would tell him, I would give him this advice: if you got a problem with somebody, or you think a certain set of people are going to have an issue with something that you do, you go face that problem, or you look somebody in their eye and you go see them man to man, and you discuss any grievances you might have with that person. And like I said, it might be a certain group of quote unquote people out there that might feel a certain type of way if he went. But if he went, that's totally his decision. But if he had a problem with something somebody was doing in a particular spot, and they invite you to their house, you go to their house, and you, like I said, you look them in the face and you get an understanding, and you go from there with that understanding you all get. And I'm going to say this: I know a lot of athletes pass up on going to the White House for, quote unquote, they had other obligations and things like that. But with this whole Trump thing, again, I'm speculating. He probably, Jalen Hurts just didn't want to, face any backlash he might have to deal with from a certain community of people. Now, I don't say some people. They could see him going as, oh, you a sellout or whatever term they're using now, or coon or whatever, Uncle Tom, etc. So he probably was like, man, I don't even want to deal with it at all, even if it was just a light thing to go to the White House. Because I say speculating, because I've seen other outlets where they talk about, oh man, he did a good job, he didn't go because of this or that. He knows that this particular person stands for this. I'm like, you don't know. And like, for all intents and purposes, he could have just been like, well, I just don't want to deal with it, and I just don't want to deal with it. But he didn't go, and he gave like an awkward response. But if it's the reason that I'm thinking about, he should have went if he had an issue with, or thinking somebody might be thinking a certain way about him, or uh, a certain thought. Then you go to that person, you look him in the eye, you have a conversation, and you just man up. But it was just an awkward exchange. So that's my 1-2 on it. I would just tell him, like, look, forget what all these other people thinking. If you want to do something, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. But if you do have an issue with somebody, you need to confront them face to face and try to figure it out and get an understanding. All right, that's my 1-2 on it. Leave your commentary. Let me know what you think.